Yo, I was gonna go live. I don't know. Tasha K is live or something, or she's about to go live, y'all. I don't know what's going on with that. Is that what's going on now? I don't know. I don't know what's going on YouTube. I just came on and I wanted to read the opinion piece that I wanted to read the other day. I didn't get a chance to do that. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And I wanted to also read the new motion that came in, but Atmos did it. So as we all know, that Judge Donnelly said that she denied the motion for the press and the media to be able to sit in the courtroom. They will just be sitting in the overflow rooms like everybody else because COVID, and there's certain guidelines that they must go by. So it is what it is. That's what it is. So no, the press and everybody else have several seats in the back, please. Auntie said several seats in the back, please. COVID-19, please. Thank you. Yo, what's up, what's up? Yeah, that's great. That's great for the witnesses, of course. Because they won't be leaked. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing now. Now it's the thing of, because the press likes to leak things. You know how that goes. The media always likes to, yeah. So Auntie Ann said, y'all need to go sit down somewhere. Sit the fuck down somewhere. Go have seats in the overflow room, please. No cameras. So I don't know, guys. Should I read this opinion piece, or should I just call it a night and let everybody go hang out on Tasha K's live? Or what? How are you guys feeling? Yeah, Auntie Ann is not playing. She's not. So what should I do, guys? Should I cancel this live? Put a 1 in the chat if I should cancel this live and start over tomorrow. Unless I feel like being up late tonight, which I don't know because I've been running a lot. Okay, down for the read. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to do it just for y'all. See? I knew you guys loved me. Oh, you watch him? Oh, yes, we multitasking. See, this is good. This is good. People can multitask when we have 100 devices. We can fucking multitask when we got 100 devices. So as I said, we all know what's going on. Reverend, Missy, Indigo, Lares, Mignon, Nettie Boo Boo, Granny, Flawless, Truth Strong is in the building. What's up, mama? Missy, I missy you. Black Girl Beauty, hello, mama. What's up, ladies? Okay, just going through, saying hello to everybody. And everybody else that's sitting in the back. What's up, guys? What's up? Reverend Fabry, ¿qué pasó? Que tú dijiste que I bet all mine say Jane Doe. What the hell? I can't. Lord. Pues sí, anyway. So, Auntie Ann, let me get her little opinion piece that she had put in 2009 of January 29th, 2020, she put in a opinion piece about R. Kelly's case. And in here it talks about an order that it said that the defendant is awaiting trial on charges of racketeering in violation of 18 USC 1962C, right? And 1963. 2 counts of Mann Act transportation to engage in illegal sexual activity in violation of 18 USC 2421A, and 2 counts of Mann Act coercion and enticement to engage in illegal sexual activity in violation of 18 USC 2422A. And then she refers to one of the motions, and she says that at a status conference on December 9th, 2019, the defense asked the government the defense asked that the court direct the government to disclose the identities of Jane Doe's number 2 and 3. On December 20th of 2019, the government asked that I deny the application, and then it puts in another motion. For the reason that follow, the government's request is granted. And then it says that the government has previously given the defense the names of the other 4 Jane Does. So, she was letting it be known that I gave you the information. Oh, what happened to my, what is going on here? Did I lose internet? What is happening to my computer right now? Okay, guys, I don't know. I guess I lost y'all. Sorry about that. Something happened to my screen. It started bugging out. It went blank and stuff. Okay. Okay, so on December, like I said, they wanted to know who the Jane Does were, and they said that the government previously given them, the defense, the names of the other 4 Jane Does. So, it wasn't necessary to know the other 2 because they are anonymous. They don't want to be known to anyone in the public at all. Until trial happens, then, that's what it is. If they decide to then get, publicized or, it gets leaked, one way or the other, we might find out who they are. And then it says a discussion, right? Discussion was Rule 7F of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure permits a defendant to move for a bill of particulars before or within 14 days after arraignment or at a later time if the court permits. Whether to grant a bill of particulars rests within the sound discretion of the district court. And then it gives the cite law. And then it says a bill of particulars is not a general investigative tool, a discovery device, or a means to compel the government to disclose evidence or witnesses to be offered prior to trial. So she was letting you know right there that a bill of particulars is not a general investigative tool, so that a discovery device or a means to compel the government to disclose evidence or witnesses to be offered prior to trial. Then it cites a case law about that. Then it says, rather, A bill of particulars is meant to enable the defendant to prepare for trial, to prevent surprise, and to interpose a plea of double jeopardy should he be prosecuted a second time for the same offense. And they put in another case law. And they cited another one. Thus, the test is not whether the information sought would be useful to the defendant, but rather whether it is necessary to a defense. And then it cites a case law and another one. And it says that it is not enough that the information would be useful to the defendant. So if the defendant has been given adequate notice of the charges against him, the government is not required to disclose additional details about the case. Well, that for me is telling me that Auntie Anne already knew about all these other witnesses back in 2019. She's letting him know, listen, this was my decision because it doesn't matter if you know now or if you know later. That doesn't give you a tool to go and investigate. That's not a tool for you to go and investigate. It's not a general tool. And it doesn't it's not going to stop them from disclosing evidence before trial. It doesn't matter whether you get it now or you get it later. You still going to get it. Don't worry about it. But you can't force us to do it. You can't compel us to do it. That's not going to happen. And then they cited a bunch of cases. You see, there goes my computer again. It went blank. What is going on? That's weird. My computer's tweaking out, guys. Oh, man. I'm going to have to dump out a lot of this stuff I got, I bet. But like I said, so then it says, accordingly, a defendant must show that the charges of the indictment are so general that they do not advise the defendant of the specific acts of which he is accused. Then it cites a bunch of other case laws. When a defendant seeks the identities of victims, cooperators, or government witnesses, a court may deny disclosure if the government sets forth specific reasons why such a request should be denied. And then it cites another case law. Courts routinely deny requests for victims' identities in racketeering cases, especially when the government demonstrates a risk to witness safety. The potential for witness intimidation or subordination of perjury, denying disclosure where the government advanced specific reasons that the request should be denied, including the defendant's rank in the Genovese crime family and history of witness tampering, while the defense advanced a conclusory argument that he could not mount an effective defense without disclosure. And then it cited all these other case laws. Then it says, denying disclosure of the names of co-conspirators, witnesses, and victims because the government has a legitimate concern about the safety of those individuals it intends to call at trial. So, Sly Fox, now you know and understand why they waited so long to come out with what they had. Because they need to protect these victim witnesses as long as they can until trial. And we're only coming up a couple of weeks. So there's your answer. Then it says the defendants are not entitled to the names of the victims at this time. This case charges the defendants with violent crimes, presenting a clear risk of danger. The defendant does not explain how learning the victims' names would alert him about the specific offense with which. See, there goes my computer again. Okay. The defendant does not explain how learning the victims' names would alert him about the specific offense with which he is charged and prevent surprise. And then it cites the case law. It says, rather, he argues that it is impossible to interview witnesses or to search for records without the identifying information. In other words, the defendant seeks to use the victims' identities to conduct discovery, which is not the purpose of a bill of particulars. So, in other words, R. Kelly wasn't telling his lawyers shit. He wasn't telling. He was like, I don't know none of them. I don't know nobody. They're all crazy. No, don't believe none of them. I don't know none of them hoes. I don't know none of them. They're all groupies. They sought after me. If I had them, I don't remember who they are. I only remember the ones I was with now. I don't remember who those other girls are. Oh, Aaliyah, yeah, I forgot. I did marry her. I'm sorry. I did lie to the grand jury when they asked me about my marriage. Or the grand jury or the investigators or whoever it was. I forgot who it was. And what did he say? Oh, I was married, yes, to Andrea Kelly. They're like, wait a minute. Wait. But you were also married. You were married twice, weren't you, sir? No. I was only married once. Really? Well, right here, I have another marriage certificate that says that you were married to Aaliyah Houghton and you got a marriage annulled. And she was 15 and you were 18. So what's that about? Oh, her. That was love. I forgot about her, but that was love. You know. I can't see what's going on in the chat, guys. Forgive me, okay? Oh, by the way, I think that was funny, you guys, the other day. Y'all was killing me. Yo, I actually got to rewind and watch the video and was checking out the chat. Y'all was funny when y'all was screaming at me about the fucking email. Yo, I was sitting in my chair watching it, dying, laughing. Tears were literally rolling down my face. And then the funniest part was I even put up one of the comments saying about checking my emails, and that shit went over my head. Girl, that shit was funny. That's the icky, you know, the icky. Pero see, you see, Auntie Anne is not playing this. She's like, what are you talking about? This is not gonna help you, honey. Your client should be telling you everything. Your client should be telling you everything. You should not have to be getting answers from me. You should not be getting answers from the government's team. No. You need to go ask him about Jane Doe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, bro. Ask him about them. And if he ain't telling you, you better hire a private investigator, which that private investigator, he's not even a private investigator. I went looking. Listen. He runs a fucking security guard company. Anybody need work? Anybody need to work as a security guard? Now I understand why he told Dana that he was willing to give him a job. Working in his security company, being a security officer. Nigga who walks around with a motherfucking flashlight and a walkie-talkie. He ain't investigating R. Kelly shit. That guy is a fucking liar. He's a liar. And anybody who listens to that is a fucking retard. Y'all need to go and do y'all research on some real G shit. Word up. The fuck? Yo. Yo. Oh, man. You know, he does have, connects because he was an ex-cop. He was a Marine or a Navy guy or whatever the hell it was. You know, okay, yeah, but you run a security fucking guard company. You're the CEO and you have a partner for your company. You two run a security company, meaning you hire me and I'll either install security for you and your home and your business. We can also have security guards watch over your business. These things can happen if you hire us. That's what the fuck that guy is. Okay. Okay. So, don't trust that guy. He was definitely set up by Sylvia. Yes. 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 Sylvia, is that where the money for the plane? Is that where it went? Did you pay him? Did you pay him to be a fraud and to try to scare Dana? Dana wasn't having that shit. Dana, good for you, Dana. Good for you, Dana. Smart guy, Dana. I apologize for saying keep cool. Fuck that shit. Smack that nigga on his forehead every time he comes and fucks with you. And the back of his neck, too. Word up. Let me continue with this. Auntie ain't playing. She said the government, on the other hand, advances detailed and substantive reasons to deny the defendant's motion, including his history of obstruction, intimidation, and witness tampering. And then she cites a como se dice, a motion number 37. And then she says his attempts to continue these efforts while incarcerated. And there's something else in that number 37 that it talks about at the paragraphs 4 and 5. And it says the nature and scope of the charged crimes. And then it speaks about another motion and paragraphs. Then it says, for example, the government cites the defendant's indictment for obstruction in the Northern District of Illinois and his efforts to... My computer keeps bugging out. I think it's going. I don't know what's going on. It's like on a timer or something. It's my screensaver keeps jumping up. I gotta fix that. Sorry about that, guys. It says, for example, the government cites the defendant's indictment for obstruction in the Northern District of Illinois and his efforts to intimidate witnesses and victims in this case, including by sending a threatening letter to Jane Doe number 6 and directing potential witnesses to pick a side with him or against him. The government also has substantiated the defendant's ability to engage in obstruction while incarcerated by citing instances in which the defendant has circumvented prison protocols to communicate with third parties, including by abusing the legal mail system and using a prison staff's member's telephone. Do you remember that, guys? You remember that, guys, when he got caught smuggling a letter that said legal on it and it was instructions for somebody? Huh? Y'all remember that? How about he used the staff's personal phone? Huh? He did that while he was in prison in 2019, guys. Okay? So, like I said, when people be like, yo, how the fuck R. Kelly be talking to these people? Because he's got a burner phone. Okay? Okay, remember that. Daryl Johnson, like the baby powder, paid some guy and gave him a burner phone so he could keep in contact with Mr. Kelly. Huh? Huh? Does anybody remember that? My computer's bugging out. Anybody remember that? Okay, good. Then it says, while conceding that the defendant is currently charged with obstructing a prior criminal prosecution against him, the defense maintains that there has never been any credible suggestion that Mr. Kelly or anyone on his behalf engaged in any obstructive behavior. And then she mentions another motion and the paragraph where it speaks about it. The obstruction charge necessarily involved a finding by a grand jury of probable cause to believe that the crime of obstruction had been committed. It is therefore a relevant factor to consider. Dun dun dun. And Auntie Anne has spoken. You see, your boy be in jail still committing crimes. He be in jail still committing crimes. And even when he's out on bail, he's committing crimes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's read something real quick, okay? I'm gonna go back on R. Kelly. We're gonna go back to his past, okay? Because Auntie Anne said so. You see her? You see her? She ain't playing with him. Okay. Chicago, Illinois. R. Kelly arrested in child porn case. June 6, 2002 at 6:27 a.m. Chart-topping R&B star R. Kelly. My computer is bugging out. I don't know what it is right now. It's just speaking. Guys, it's bugging out. What the hell is going on? It's like I keep losing the screen. It keeps going to, okay. Maybe I need to close a lot of these things I have open. Maybe that's what it is. Um, what is this? Okay. All right. All right, guys. This says Sorry about that. My screen's bugging out. It says that chart-topping R&B star R. Kelly was arrested in Florida Wednesday, hours after he was indicted on 21 counts of child pornography, stemming from a videotape that allegedly shows him having sex with an underage girl. A spokeswoman for the Polk County Sheriff's Office said R. Kelly was taken into custody there, but would not elaborate. Alan Mayer, an attorney for the Grammy-winning singer, also confirmed he is in custody. An Illinois grand jury charged the 33-year-old singer, whose full name is Robert Kelly, with 21 counts of child pornography, based on the videotape, which police said was recorded sometime between November 1997 and February. Investigators said the girl depicted in the video was born in September of 1984, which would make her 17 now. So it was 2002. RL was born in September of 1984. How old was she? In 1997. 84 to 97 is how old RL was when the videotape was made. I'm going to go to the chat and see what anybody says. You was? So let's see. Am I going to have to break out my calculator, damn it? Can somebody do the math for me, puñeta? What's the math? All right. Oh, my son's going to do the math for me. Hold on, y'all. What's the math? 13. Okay, Travis Sloan. Thank you. What was it? 1997. Take away 1984. Okay, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And welcome, 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 everyone who's just jumped in. Welcome to my mother's world. Yes. You know what, babe? Can you do me a favor, my son? Can you give me some rice in a pot? I don't have my meat there. I gotta cook my meat. I'm hungry. I need to eat, y'all. So now, so she was 13 years old. And R. Kelly was 33 in 2002. So 2002 to 1997, he was 33. That's what? He was how old when he was having sex with Rashonda when he first started? With RL, shall I say? Wait, 33. Robert, this happened in 97. Charged 30-year-old singer with 21 counts. Okay, yeah, so he was 33 and she was 17 at this moment. So that's 4 years. So he was 29 years old. Thank you. No, where did I put my phone? I'm talking to that person right now. He was 29 and she was 13. He just finished marrying Aaliyah 2 years before that. Right? Married Andrea in 1996. This man was busy. Uh-huh. He was busy, boy. Uh-huh. And people be like, but how he do that? How he do that? How he do that? That's how he did it. A new chick for every year. Okay? So like we said, Rashana was 13 in 1997. My screen went blank again. She was 13. And in 2002, she was 17 when he got arrested. So by the time 6 years later, when his trial started, she was 17 plus 6. She was what, 23 when he finally went to court? That's crazy. So that, and he still hit her. I can't. Then it says that the Chicago police superintendent, Terry Hillard, said FBI evidence technicians have examined the videotape and considered it authentic. It's unfortunate to see Mr. Kelly's talents go to waste, but it becomes a tragedy when behavior damages the community, Hillard said. If convicted, the Grammy-winning singer faces a prison term of up to 15 years and a fine of up to $100,000. His lawyer, Ed Jensen, said he would disprove the child pornography charges. And little did the guy know R. Kelly was paying people behind the scenes to corrupt this whole trial. But like his lawyer said, Mr. Jensen said on his deathbed, R. Kelly was guilty as hell. He had to give him libido shots. Okay? Okay? Which is like hormone shots to kill your urge. You know what kind of shots they were giving him? I was researching it. They were giving him like a Depo-Provera shot. That's what they gave him. Now, because on a man, it does a reverse effect. Look it up. Look it up, guys. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Look it up. Then it says the charge is that there's a young lady under the age of 18 on that tape, and there isn't, Jensen told the Associated Press. He said the charge is that there's a young lady under the age of 18 on that tape, and there isn't. And that's what he said, Jensen said to the Associated Press. Then he said, that's simply the stance that I'm taking. We're going to court and we'll disprove that she was underage. The girl's family members also have denied that she is featured on the video, Jensen said. Kelly said he would be proven innocent. Even though I don't believe any of these charges are warranted. I'm grateful that I will have a chance to establish the truth about me in a court of law. I have complete faith in our system of justice, and I'm confident that when all the facts come out, people will see that I'm no criminal, he said in a statement released through attorney Edward Jensen. He released that statement, y'all. Basically, what he was saying was he believes he could fly. He said he believes he could fly. That's what that statement meant. He believes he could fly. Okay? Uh-huh. Then the Chicago Sun-Times received the videotape earlier this year. The newspaper passed the tape along to the sex crimes unit of the Chicago Police Department, which investigated. Illinois' law prohibits producing or disseminating child pornography. So, for those of you who don't know what disseminating means, that means selling, distributing of child pornography. Okay. Or soliciting a minor to participate in sex acts on a tape or film. Investigators interviewed more than 50 witnesses who went before the grand jury and identified the singer as the person in the video. You heard that? Did you hear that, y'all? The investigators interviewed more than 50 witnesses who went before the grand jury and identified the singer as the person in the video. Authorities said the FBI crime lab in Quantico, Virginia, authenticated the tape, officials said. We would not have proceeded if we weren't confident with the identification of the people on the tape, said Cook County State's Attorney Richard Devine. Devine said the sex acts on the video occurred in Kelly's home in Chicago. The indictments hopefully will send a message to sexual predators that taking advantage of minors will not be tolerated and there are severe penalties, he said. Bootleg copies of this video are for sale on the street across the country, selling for $10 for VHS and $15 for DVD. Hillard warned that anyone who has bought or is selling copies of the tape is in possession of child pornography. It would be my advice to you to dispose of these tapes, he said. Authorities would not comment on the identity of the girl in the videotape. The Chicago Sun-Times said she was the then 14-year-old daughter of an associate of R. Kelly's, but added that the girl and her parents have denied the allegations. Kelly is known for inspirational hits such as I Believe Can Fly, but also raunchy ones like Feeling on Your Booty. He has also worked as a producer with Celine Dion, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, the Isley Brothers. He has previously settled lawsuits brought by two women who accused him of having sex with them when they were minors. Documents have also shown that Kelly married the late singer Aaliyah. his former protege, when she was just 15. The marriage was later annulled. A third lawsuit was filed recently by a Chicago woman who accused Kelly of impregnating her when she was a teenager and forcing her to have an abortion. Kelly is married to a former dancer from his touring troupe. The couple have a newborn son and two young daughters. Okay, and that was that. Now, let's go back a little bit more. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. Hello, ladies, once again. Hello, 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 my beautiful ladies. Aisha, what's up, mama? G Joy, what's up, baby? Queen Keish, hey, mama. Who else is in the building? Granny. Star, what's up, mama? The truth. What's up, lady? Who else is in here? Ashley, what's up, Ashley? Travis, hi. Who else? Who else? And I said, what's up to the Reverend? Oh, Sharice. Flawless, mamita. Yaradara. What's up, mama? What's up, ladies? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Ty! Ty! So purple, purple. What's up, baby? Yes, yes. Miss Lady T. What's up, mommy? Who else is in here? Peter. What's up, baby? Ma pita pita, mamita. All right, all right, all right. What are you guys talking about in here? I don't know if those are the same exact 50 witnesses. Who knows? I'm pretty sure there's new witnesses like those Jane Doe, Haley and everybody else that's in there. You know what I mean? So who knows? There might be some from that case, and then as well as new witnesses to his newer crimes. Yeah, yeah. Now I have something else. Guys. Okay. That I don't know if you guys remember, but we keep saying about tapes. Where are all these tapes coming from, right? Oh, right. Avenatti allegedly brought in one, correct? Right? And then another one came in um with that guy, right? That Gloria Allred was talking that they had a press conference, correct? And he said he found this videotape, popping it in. He thought it was, something, whatever. Right? Okay. So now I remember I had to go back in time in my brain and think about things and shit. I remember that allegedly, supposedly, somebody from R. Kelly's camp dropped off a bag of videotapes. Does anybody remember that? Put a one in the chat if you remember that. Anybody remember that? Put a one in the chat if you guys remember that. Hey, Charlotte. Okay. 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 We remember this, right? All right. Well, I found the article and I'm gonna read it. I'm just eating rice. Okay. Well, I'm jumping off a screen again, guys. So I will not be looking at the chat. Pardon me. Oh my god, these letters like are so small. Okay. Now, this article came out July 15th of 2019. Okay. And it says that R. Kelly's friends hand police 20 videos of Star having sex with underage girls. Friends of embattled star R. Kelly have reportedly given U.S. authorities more than 20 videotapes of the singer allegedly having sex with underage girls. You know, that's crazy. I guess they probably, the other two tapes were probably from this bag, because whatever other tapes were in there, probably other girls were on it, but not the girls that are in the case. So maybe it doesn't pertain to the case, or it could be also videotapes of him, doing his shows and stuff like that, because he did those things. He did videotaping of himself going to eat backstage, all these different things that he did when we would go playing basketball, things of that nature. Supposedly he was always recording himself, whether it be a voice recorder or some type of FaceTime recording device or something of that effect. So it says that members of the singer's entourage are thought to have given the footage to U.S. federal prosecutors. Separate indictments filed in federal courts in Chicago and New York on Friday alleged the R&B star, real name Robert Kelly, transported women and girls across state lines, sex, kept them under his control, and then paid off and threatened victims and witnesses. Accusations of sexually misconduct have swirled around Kelly for years, and he was already facing sexual abuse charges brought by prosecutors in the state of Illinois in February. So the state charges came first, then came the federal charges, right? We're just going back in time. He denies all charges. Now, Gerald Griggs, representing the family of one of Kelly's alleged victims, told TMZ that the tapes depicted multiple victims and that prosecutors had confirmed with witnesses that the girls were underage. He added the tapes were exactly what was needed to secure indictments for sex crimes, including child pornography. Kelly was arrested last Thursday night while walking his dog in Chicago and appeared before a judge on Friday. He will remain in federal custody at least until Tuesday, when he's scheduled for a detention hearing. Prosecutors want him held without bail. Kidnapping, forced labor, and sexual abuse. The indictment filed in Chicago on Friday alleged that Kelly had arranged for a girl and her parents to travel overseas to prevent them from talking with police prior to a 2002 indictment on 21 counts of child pornography. It also said he later instructed them to lie to a grand jury about the case. Kelly was acquitted in 2008 of the charges, which accused him of recording a video of sex acts with the girl, who was 12 or 13, when they met in the mid 1990s. The indictment filed on Friday in New York included charges of racketeering, kidnapping, forced labor, and the sexual exploitation of a child, allegedly committed over the course of 2 decades. So, it said Kelly and his managers, bodyguards, and others picked out women and girls at concerts and other venues and arranged for them to travel to see Kelly. They also allegedly set rules the women and girls had to follow, including not leaving their rooms, even to eat or go to the bathroom without Kelly's permission. And they also had to call him daddy and not look at other men. That's his MO, his modus operandi. you know, um, so his own people, like I said, his own people are just tired of everything. They were done with his shenanigans. They are done. They were tired. You know, you can only take but so much sometimes. You know, you can only love somebody, as much as you can. You try to help them, but they don't want your help. They say, "Oh, you're bugging, you're crazy." One minute they want the help, the next minute they're shutting you out. You know, it happens. It's like a drug addict. They be in denial. They don't want to talk about it. Oh, you're bugging. That's not true. You're crazy. Then the next minute you're saying you need help, but then the next minute you're saying you don't. Like, what is going on? You know? So, like I said, his ex staff members are turning over information. His staff members. And they're corroborating the stories with these girls. That's the evidence. The corroboration of the other people who were actually there. Not these people on YouTube who were not there. Not the YouTube people. These people were not there. Nobody was there. Nobody. Except for the girls, Rob, and everybody else he wanted to involve. Okay? So, yeah. Matter of fact, I have a message from our brother Larry. Let me go to this message. Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, close that. Hold on. My puppy. what is going on with this? Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. I hope you guys can still hear me, right? All right. All right, you guys can hear me. Please throw up some hearts in the chat for Larry. Thank you very much. Matter of fact, guys, can somebody put in Larry Janine's Cash App? Por favor, thank you. I put my Cash App as well on the screen. Show my sister Janine some love. Show Larry some love. Show the family some love. Thank you, guys. And the message from our brother Larry. Okay. Truth Media should delete their account. And here's why. Do you think Azriel and them girls don't know R. Kelly gay boyfriends? He made them sleep with them nasty niggas. Or did you guys just seem to forget? And that's my own words. Did you seem to forget how Larry knew a lot of the stuff? Azriel told him whatever she told him. That's why he knew what was coming down the pipe, because she spoke to him. That's why when he said, don't worry, there's boys, trust me, there's boys. I know. I'm telling you. There's corroborating evidence. Those boys were on videotapes with R. Kelly and the girls. He said it. He knew what it was already. Bunch of idiots, always twisting somebody's shit around. Then he said, did you not read the indictment and see that Arline said he wasn't a fixture on the internet and he didn't know her? He called her, do you think she would recognize his voice? He called her. Do you think she would recognize his voice? Dummy media. Do you think Lily knows who John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2 is? Of course she does. And she knows it ain't our line. But why won't anyone ask her that? Even Bedbug knows our line and John Doe. Laughing my ass off. Why would any of you trust Soup and Salad when she said in bed with Keith, Rice, Don, ain't them people listed? And did she say, and I quote, we behind the scenes moving like Navy SEALs. Wake up. OCV been woke. Hashtag free sweet feet Larry McGee. We love you, Larry. We love you, Larry. I am going to do something right now. And what this is going to be done is called, I'm going to do a part where we're going to do story time. Okay? All right? This is a story about what happens to inmates. An ex-inmate, okay, explains what happens to child molesters in jail. So we're going to listen to his story, and I'm going to take a quick little break real quick, okay? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Come on. What's happening?
Warning, this content may be upsetting or disturbing to some audiences. They used him as table to play cards on and put cigarettes out on his back. Ex-cons, are child molesters and rapists really treated horrible by other inmates? A UK child killer was attacked with boiling water and sugar in prison. This is a fairly common method of torture in prison for child killers, so the prison officers I know tell me. It's way hotter than plain boiling water and sticks like glue. I know, I accidentally got molten sugar on my foot when making syrup once. It was a drip, any more than that and the pain must be unthinkable. 30 years later I still have the scar. What someone looks like after being jugged I can imagine. Prison officer pals of mine tell me they like to allow the sex offenders into the laundry in their prison, as it's the area with the longest response time for official help to arrive. I was sitting around in the unit waiting for my cellie, who is the speaker for the white boys in my unit, to get back from the rec yard where he had gone to tell the main speakers for the yard that this guy had just shown up, and we were going to handle it. When he showed back up, all the white boys flooded into the 6-man unit where they had put this chummo. My cellie was already yelling at him before I got in there about him giving us his ID number so we could double check why he was there, and if it was for what we thought it was he was done. After we got the number everyone left the room and he started walking down the hallway talking to my cellie, who told him to step in a cell, and he instead bolted down the stairs and out of the unit. He never should have made it outside, but about 6 feet outside the door my boy caught him, picked him up and slammed him on the concrete. I tripped coming down the stairs, so I was the last one out, but as soon as I got there I started dropping boots on his head. After 3 solid kicks I got hit from behind by one of the guards, but I ended up somersaulting and popping back up directly on my feet, so I jumped back on top of the dude and started punching. Once I was on him again I felt another guard on top of me, so I collapsed on the dude and started rabbit punching, until I was physically lifted off and slammed on the grass. We went to the SHU for 5 days and then we all got ourselves back. I was walking around the yard getting treated like a celebrity after that. High fives all around because it was on the front porch in front of everybody, and the tale had spread while we were locked down. There were 5 of us on him and only 2 cops trying to stop us at first. We messed him up good. My dad is a correctional officer and he told me that last year a child molester was murdered by about 6 other inmates. They tied a bed sheet around his neck and hung the other end of the sheet on the bars of the cell. Some of the inmates who were outside their cells at the time would walk by it and pull it as hard as they could. My dad was at the hospital when the guy finally died, and he said that his head swelled up to the size of a pumpkin. Child molesters have a tough time in jail. For the most part, yes. A lot of times sex crimes will either get the choice or chance to PC or get PC'd up automatically if what they've done is common knowledge. I've seen a rapist get worked over, but I've never seen one get raped. I never saw or heard of a child molester that was mainline, but I saw a couple of people that were rumored to have accidentally killed their children. For those 2 it was more a feeling of anyone was looking for any reason at all to get bones on them. Cop killers aren't necessarily rock stars, but they come in with a little bit of big balls if what they've done is known. You'll still have to stand up at some point. COs aren't really all that high on cop killers. All in all, another poster said it right. Sex offenders are the bottom of the barrel. Guys with short eyes are the worst. They're an opportunity to get bones, relieve some tension or relieve boredom. It's pretty much who cares if a child molester dies. Usually child molesters, sex offenders, child pornographers will have fake paperwork stating that their crimes were different. Each race is supposed to handle their own in this regard. Meaning, if the whites found out that some new black guy was a rapist, we couldn't hit him for it, the blacks had to. We had guards that would let us know when a sex offender hit the yard. They hated them as much as we did. My best friend on the streets was raped by her dad from the age of 8. So I had a bitter heart for those people in prison. Whenever a white sex offender hit the yard I was on, it was known that I had first dibs on getting him. I probably stabbed at least 8 child molesters in my bid. And I do it again. I've never been to prison and this story isn't about a molester, but the guy was a particularly bad child abuser. My stepmom's employee's kid went to prison for throwing his 2-year-old in freezing showers, locking him up, and savagely beating him repeatedly. Well, kid went to jail, and got the hell kicked out of him, then he went to prison and now he's not getting the hell kicked out of him, since he presumably doesn't going around telling everyone what he did. I think the thing is, a lot of people end up in prison trying to support their families. A lot of people join gangs because they want to protect friends and family. A lot of people steal to feed their family. Seeing people who squandered a perfectly good life and harmed the same people you got sent away for trying to protect has got to be frustrating. Other than that, prisoners are largely drug users who are just normal people who use drugs, and understandably probably want nothing to do with child rapists, abusers or murderers. I went to prison for a bit over a decade for child molestation charges, for some really stupid stuff I did in my late teens that I really regret. I'm happily married and living a normal life now. Multiple psychologists confirmed that I'm not a pedophile or predator. Across multiple prisons and jails, I was not put in segregated communities, I was always in general population. I was never raped, stabbed, or assaulted. The few arguments and fights I got into were over misunderstandings, and I was never injured. There were other known child molesters there as well. They may not have been popular, but if they kept to themselves, they were left alone. I imagine it varies depending on the personality. I'm not the creepy type like some obvious pedophiles that I met, and a lot is in how you carry yourself. Yes and no. My dad works in a jail and he says that they try to keep rapists and molesters away from general population. More often than not they are in different sections of the jail altogether. But every so often one of them gets the ever-living hell beat out of them by someone passing them in the hall. Most of the time they leave them alive to keep the beatings coming. Ends up being a lifetime of beatings that happen at completely random intervals. Sounds like a living hell. I am not an ex-con, never been arrested for any reason. But my uncle was. I've asked a lot of questions and from what I'm told they usually have their own ward. They do have people who try to get into the ward, usually it's also a ward for inmates with medical or mental issues, to kill others there. He has told me a few stories of being in general population and watching someone who abused a child, or elderly, get stabbed or get beat up. According to court documents, C's brother was in a holding cell waiting for processing and did some damage to another inmate who was charged with abusing his 4-year-old daughter. Usually the inmate will keep to themselves or not tell others why they are in. They are looked upon very poorly. C said he had even seen people look the other way while it happened. Not me, but my dad. We live in the southern US. He was in a communal holding cell for drug possession. The officer brings in a man who was caught raping his 5-year-old daughter. The cop put him in the cell and as he was leaving, he announced that he was a pedophile who was raping his own daughter. The other man in the cell beat him, shoved a shampoo bottle up his rectum, and used him as table to play cards on and put cigarettes out on his back. Yeah, it gets bad for them if the inmates learn of what they did. I went to jail and then California State Prison as a teen. In jail, the sheriffs would purposely move sex offenders or baby killers or snitches into general population and either announce their crime or shoot a kite. This is the only time that every single race gets together. All of the shot callers set up a line to go at it with the offender. You can hurt that person in any way but you can't kill him. Killing him is reserved for the ones that got the word to do it. It's a privilege to do it, in their mentality. I remember them moving a 40 to 50-year-old white guy into the dorms while my first month there in jail. The guy looked confused, he had a blue band and was clearly PC'd up. He stepped in, click goes the door behind him. He looks around and bangs on the door for the sheriff to let him out, he's in the wrong building. An announcement came over the loudspeaker that we have a baby-killing molester in the house. What happens next is something I'm sure you can guess. These guys go to jail and get a few years for mentally and physically destroying a person's life, scarring them forever. While some guys get life for acid or weed trafficking. What kind of system is it? All messed up that even the guards want vigilante justice. If you read about the famous prison riot in New Mexico, you will get the story of how the prisoners spent hours cutting their way into the cells of child molesters and such in the segregation wing. And then proceeded to torture them to death in truly horrifying ways. One witness said they took an acetylene torch to a guy's face until his eyes melted and his brain cavity exploded. That's some serious hate. I worked in a prison for about 6 months. Even many of the prisoner-facing staff aren't privy to inmates' criminal history, they just get ratings in various categories, encoded into prisoners' PID number. An at-risk flag is the most telling information they get. But even that is extremely vague and could mean anything from ex-gang member to child rapist. The secrecy around criminal history is so extensive, that their profiles on each criminal also has a field called ongoing claim, which is basically what criminals tell their peers they did to get into jail. So, in short, I can't see this happening, because I can't imagine prisoners knowing which of their peers was incarcerated for those crimes. If it was the case that someone had been on TV or it was commonly known what they'd done, they would be put in a different facility. Never fully grasped that logic. Not standing up for the child molesters, but how exactly is the criminal who kills a parent and leaves a child helpless, or beats someone into a coma, or robs someone of their hard-earned money, any better? I get that there's a hierarchy, but at the end of the day, a criminal is a criminal. Unless you're in there for a small crime, you can't really point the finger at someone else and say you're worse than I am. This always really annoys me. Every time there's a despicable crime reported, everyone is all kill them, burn them, and I'd love just 5 minutes alone with him and hang them in public. No. They should be put in prison. We like to say we live in a civilized society, and yet people are talking like savages. People say, well, they don't deserve to be treated in a civilized way. Were they victims? They don't deserve a place in society. Well, they don't have a place in society, they are in prison. And of course they treated their victims horrifically, but won't treating them the same way be somewhat hypocritical if nothing else? Also, the people that claim they would beat them, torture them, etc., would you really? You'd have to be a little sociopathic to enjoy doing that to someone who hasn't ever personally harmed you or anyone you know, just some random stranger. Stop talking like a wannabe Hardman from a pub. Then there's the people who aren't quite as direct with their intentions, saying things like, well, they'll get what they deserve from the other prisoners. How is this any more civilized? We don't live in medieval times. Public hanging and murder or inflicting pain for entertainment is behind us. Or, it should be. Of course what they have done is horrible, but I think we have a duty as a society to act like what we say we are. And the prisoners who do harm, the sex offenders, etc. Why? To gain respect in prison or to feel like a hero? Because they are definitely, is somewhat subtly, praised. It just seems really strange to me. I know, morally, it's hard to look at it objectively and not think of the worst punishments possible for them, but regardless of what they've done, it seems so downright backwards to wish on them what they've done to their victims. Should we steal from thieves and tax evaders, or have a government-employed rapist to have their way with convicted rapists? How is beating, torturing and murdering prisoners different? Thanks for listening to Radio TT.
And that was some crazy story, guys. I pray that R. Kelly makes it. Bendito. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I could play something for y'all real quick. Hold on. All right, I found the interesting video, guys. I want you to just listen closely.
I read that she was pregnant, and then we hear that she may have had an abortion. But this may have you questioning everything. Take a listen to this email that I received. What happened to their baby? Talk about what happened to their baby.
She's talking about Aaliyah and R. Kelly. What happened to their baby?
I read that she was pregnant, and then we hear that she may have had an abortion. But this may have you questioning everything. Take a listen to this email that I received.
I worked with their daughter 3 years ago. I did not know that was their daughter at the time. This has been on my mind for 3 whole years. Okay, so I worked at Starbucks and this girl started that looked just like Aaliyah, which isn't odd, but like it's really in this girl's eyes. Anyway, she was always quiet. Came to work, spoke, and left. She worked a few days a week and always complained about how she didn't want to work. That was her first job. Didn't need it and has money and people just don't know. etc. And I believed her because she just came off like that. Anyway, the more she worked there, the more I focused on certain shit. She would get dropped in the back of the building in a Mercedes van, and this white man would always get out and walk around the building before he let her out, and when she got off he would come in and get her like a bodyguard. Let's roll on. She had been there for some months and was actually talking to people, and all of us would talk when she was off about how she didn't know anything about Memphis but said she lived here her whole life. Between me and 6 of my co-workers, she told us she graduated from 3 different high schools and grew up in 2 different areas at the same time, and she even forgot her birthday one time, which was weird. She forgot the script, I guess. One time a bunch of coworkers invited her downtown to celebrate a birthday. She didn't even know about downtown, but claimed to grow up here. Anyway, she really wanted to go but said she had checked with her fam to see if it was okay. Now that's normal, but she claimed to be 20 at the time. What grown woman needs to ask her family, not her husband but family, can she go out after work? Child, she called somebody, asked them could she go, and whoever was on the other end went TF off and made her cry, and they came and picked her up early. She was off work for 2 weeks after that. Like she gave her shifts away and took off. When she came back to work, she was acting so weird, like she didn't remember anything that happened before that day. And she was dead us. I thought it was weird then, but now knowing what I know, it's sad cause ain't no telling what happened to that girl. Another thing that I can't get out of my mind is one time we were working together and she would always sing along to the music we play, like every song. She knew every song from every genre, every era, so I know damn well she knew this song. Try Again came on and she did not sing one word. She was looking around like she was trying to see was anybody watching her, and so I was like, you like Alia? She was like, yeah, and then was like, I'll be back, and went in the restroom for like 10 minutes at least, and when she came out you can tell she was in there crying. Now I've spent the past 3 years thinking, am I crazy and seeing things? No. Skip days ahead. She worked a long shift that day and we went on lunch together to smoke in my car, and she had her phone in her lap and we were just talking and it rang. I didn't see the contact name, but that fucking picture for the contact was her. And R. Kelly, I swear. I don't think she knew that I saw it. We were high off after all anyway. She jumped out the car and went way out to the other side of the lot to talk, came back at the car and was like, sorry boo, that was my pops, and then she just started crying and venting about how she has no freedom and is sick of moving from state to state cause of her family mess. I guess she forgot she told all of us that she was born and raised in Memphis when she first started. I was a mess mentally and didn't know what to say. Now this is what has me mind fucked right here. One day a customer came in and told her she looked like Aaliyah, and she started acting really awkward, dropping shit and everything. The lady kept saying to her friend, like, girl, she looked like Aaliyah, don't it? She stopped making this lady drink and went in the back, came out, finished her shift and went home. She quit the next day, just never came back. Fast forward to now. I found her on Instagram and a lot of Alia fans and myself have been messaging her trying to find out stuff. She is very secretive and gets defensive about certain topics. I also see her defending R. Kelly a lot in comments. I wouldn't make a video about that if I were you. I apologize for sending you the information to begin with, but that was prior to the death threats I received for trying to find out about her. I was talking to her trying to get her to mention them. She talked about her parents but told me that her mother died in the military and that her father is a contractor that travels a lot. She did say that she was born in Chicago and so that led me to ask her about R. Kelly. She didn't say much about him and seemed fine with it. I asked her about Aaliyah, and she talked about her as a fan. I started asking her if she thinks they have a child and she said no and then blocked me. About a day or two after that I started receiving death threats to my phone. One saying that I need to mind my business. Before I don't have any business to mind. I've since left her in this situation alone. If you choose to go farther with it, I do know that her name is Angel Kelly. She told a friend of mine that her initials are ANKH like the Egyptian symbol, which was Aaliyah's favorite. Even found out she had a tattoo of it. She's never confirmed her last name but said her middle name is Nicole. And so I'm thinking her name is Angel Nicole Kelly Houghton. She is between 23-26, not really sure because she plays around with her age. She's told me and a few co-workers and people from Lipstick Alley different ages. I believe that's how she throws people off. From talking to her, I also found out that she is a grown woman who isn't even allowed to live on her own, work, or go to school with people that her father knows, and that her father is very controlling and that she's scared to disobey him. I've attached some more pictures below that I found interesting. In two of them Aaliyah appears pregnant, judging by how heavy she looks in one for her to be so small, and on the other the fullness in her face along the pregnancy line on her stomach. The other pictures just show resemblance, and how someone remembers 3 from 106 mentioning Aaliyah's daughter by accident during a live taping. I found that episode but Viacom has banned it. Wonder why.
You see, with these pictures and of course a sudden change of clothing at the time, I mean, one minute she's wearing crop tops / sports bras, and the next she's wearing really big shirts. And then she started wearing crop tops again. And then the comparison of the two. And then Timberland Instagram posts. Now, I don't believe that she would have carried the baby to term and then just hid her away with the help of her parents and so on. However,
Paraphilia, one of several complex psychiatric disorders that are manifested as deviant sexual behavior. For example, in men, the most common forms are pedophilia, sexual behavior or attraction toward children, and exhibitionism, exposing one's body in a public setting. Other paraphilias include compulsive sexual behavior, nymphomania, sadism, masochism, fetishism, bestiality, zoophilia, and necrophilia. Treatment may include cognitive behavioral therapy, psychotherapy, behavior modification, use of antidepressant medications, and use of medications that alter hormone production, particularly of testosterone. However, the cause and treatment of paraphilia are poorly understood, and treatment is rarely effective. In addition, many professionals prefer not to pathologize sexual behavior that involves only willing adults, even if the behavior might be deemed deviant in mainstream society. In cases where the behavior is potentially criminal, as in pedophilia, treatment is usually delivered within the penal system.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and find one in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr.
About my day, Jasmine late, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Hey, Teddy, where you at? Where you at? Teddy already tired. He exhausted, okay? Because I was yelling and girls and everything. You know what I'm saying? I saw her using her Miel products. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to use Dark and Lovely today on that ass. Mm-hmm. My mama used to give me when she whooped my ass. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that. But Nicole Young, okay, his ex-wife. I don't blame her. Who blames her? You know what I'm saying? Portia gonna be next. Why? She gonna have a little young, a little side. Guys. Anyway, so Charlotte out here lying. Where did she from the get-go. I'm just shocked that she's parading this young boy around social media as if he's a catch. Okay, now I think that was tight. Guys, did she talk about R. Kelly at the end of the video? What's up, Toon? What's up, Queen Keish? What's up? What's up? What's up, Petty Bill? You changed? Did they block you somewhere? Oh, he was last? All right, so let me go find the part. Hold on, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna play her live. Let's see what she was saying.
Anytime God has really put on my heart, R. Kelly today. He is in desperate need of prayer. I want to take a moment of silence real quick, okay? I pray that they ain't giving him too much dick up in the ass in that priest, okay? Now, I was given some information. I was told I really couldn't put it out yet, all right? Concerning a few of the women who have lied on R. Kelly, okay? Because you know most of the women are grown. Now, we've done a lot of reporting on it, but I said I wasn't going to bring anything to the forefront until I was allowed to share the receipts with you all concerning who was lying and which cases he was innocent on. Okay. Now I do know what the feds are.
She is definitely lying. You could tell by the way her eye rolls are and all types of shit. You could tell she lying. She don't know nothing.
Trying to do with R. Kelly. He has Trump charges on top of charges, okay? Because they lost the last time. This time they say they don't gonna motherfucking win. Even if they got to get him to give a damn plea. Now he has cases in like other states, but now the fans say they're gonna get theirs first. They'll extradite him later. Now, some recent information that's came out, just in case you don't know, let me read it to you real quick. Concerning some John Doe boys. Sexual abuse from John Doe 1, a minor. In or about December 2006, Kelly met John Doe number 1, a 17-year-old boy, an individual whose identity is known to the government, at a local McDonald's and invited him to attend a party at his residence in Chicago, Illinois. John Doe, along with his mother and stepfather, attended the party. When Kelly saw John Doe number 1 with his family members, Kelly advised him to come without them to the next gallery. Therefore, Kelly invited John Doe number 1 into his studio under the guise of helping and mentoring John Doe 1 with his musical aspirations. I don't understand how 17-year-olds are getting a grown man's house as they live in this city. Here we go. Now, Kelly also asked John Doe 1 what he was willing to do to succeed in the music business, and clarifies that he wanted John Doe number 1 to engage in sexual contact. Hold on. Yeah. Engage in sexual contact with Kelly. With that backdrop, Kelly then engaged in sexual contact with John Doe number 1 in violation of the Illinois law. Okay, John Doe number 1 therefore introduced Kelly, among others, John Doe number 2, a close male friend who was then 16 or 17 years old, whose identity is known to the government. Okay, so those are the new allegations. Do I believe them? No. And this is the reason why. R. Kelly had one man. Actually, it was 2. Okay, it was I believe his name is like Will. I have to pull this up, but he's not relevant to this now. But Bubba, Ruby Chris, put Bubba. He's the woman. Put this in the back. Get. Okay. That was his only boyfriend who solicited other men for him. Okay.
Now, AZ has said that she would have group sex with multiple men and women at least 5 times a day. Right. So it could be Bubba and somebody else. I don't think it's Richard Arline. Hello. It's not Richard Arline. Stop with that damn rumor. It is not Richard Arline. It is not Richard Arline. Larry said it. It's not Richard Arline, guys. Let's see what else she's saying.
And Bubba was the main nigga. Okay. Bubba has never been married. Bubba has a lifelong baby mama that he lives with when he's not living with his boyfriend, R. Kelly. Okay. Now, it's not a secret that R. Kelly likes his ass to be played with. And Geronda Pace, one of the victims who has supposedly backed out. A lot of these victims that were due to
backed out. She didn't back out. Why is she saying that she backed out? Tasha K, she did not back out, Tasha. She just had her baby. It had nothing to do with her backing out. She just stated that she didn't know she was going to be able to be one of the first girls to come up right now because she just had her baby. But she's definitely going to be there. She's not backing out. She's lying.
Testified against R. Kelly have backed out. Okay, they're getting scared. They're getting cold feet. The trial is coming up. You know, his lawyers quit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit going on. It's real messy or whatnot. Okay, and so Deronda explained in detail 3 years ago on the show how R. Kelly would initiate sex. Okay, with a man, and it would always be Bubba. Okay, Bubba likes it up there. Bubba got pictures. He just opened up a tattoo shop and put pictures up on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Some of his people that were there at the event contacted me ASAP to tell me that he was giving a commencement speech talking about how much he missed his nigga R. Kelly. Okay, and that he couldn't be in jail with him. As saying that he probably would commit a crime just to go to jail with his
Oh, man. I'm not even going to continue to play that. She's just like you said, guys. It's just about the click, views, and likes. That's all it is. She bugging. She bugging. She bugging. Ugh.
But testifying is better than not going. Oh, your food is here. I ain't got know what salad you want. I got you the garden. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah. Hey, especially you didn't study. I take anything if I was just taking her finals. Yeah, I don't feel like. Hey, come out of here. I just came to go get my watch. Sorry, y'all. I come back to the car and get the rest of the stuff.
Let's see what this other one is talking about.
A little bit of that in a minute. So what I'm gonna call you out, Will Edie, because you came right over here messing with me just because I called the door and I got done on my page. This is my damn house. This is my house. I can invite anybody in my house I want to invite in my house, but you ain't have to call me out. Like now, I'm gonna see if he gonna call out and have his gang go in there and interrogate her like he had some people coming and messing with me. But I was ready to smoke, baby. I didn't give a shit because baby, I was ready for him. And like my damn boyfriend said, he said, "That's what's wrong with you, your mouth, baby. He can't stand me because I ain't gonna sit up there and let him talk to me. I'm gonna get the last word in." He gets so frustrated, he go in the other room, slam the door, sleep in the other room. Your goddamn mouth. I'm like, well, damn, you shouldn't have came at me that way. Damn it. Well, just shut the fuck up. No, I ain't shutting the fuck up because you shouldn't have came in here fucking with me. I was in the mind of my own business. You came ask me a stupid ass question. I ain't gonna shut the fuck up. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. I was trying, y'all. I tried not to cuss. I tried. Lord, I tried not to curse. Oh my God, please help me. I can't. God help me. Please help me. These words I got, just help me.
Lord have mercy, country grammar. Oh my God. She a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. Yo, she be fucking bugging out. This woman be bugging the fuck out. She sounds like a crazy ass groupie.
But Tasha K said, Will Eat, she said you was the side piece and said Bubba was the main one. So then I would see what you guys say. She said you was bringing me into this man's camp. Now, what you got to say about?
Oh my God, poor R. Kelly. Yo, these people. Oh my God, they are so fucking this man up. Oh shit.
I'm trying to break shit down and stuff like that. Like I said, if you and Don had issues as grown ass men, she could have reached out to your brother-in-law and talked to your brother-in-law because you were riding with him and you knew him. So I knew you had his damn number.
Okay, I'm gonna check right now.
That's all you had to do was reach out and get him. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do, Will. All you had to do was just call him like a man and told him how you feel. And both of y'all felt a certain way because I didn't go about the business. But you putting the people in there that's trying to support Robert in it because y'all got damn problem. You know what I'm saying? Then you mad at him over something somebody else mad at him about. So, I'm just gonna see if you're gonna defend your name. Cause see, Don Russell didn't say nothing about you. He say
you're gonna defend. You're gonna defend yourself, Will.
It was you in the car, and
Will, are you gonna defend yourself? TBD wants to know what you gonna do. Yes.
Are you muted?
No.
Mute real fast.
Hold on. They were having threesomes. TBD is bugging out.
She needs to know it all. Okay? She needs to know it all. So you mean to tell me you will sit there and believe a lying ass damn Jerronda Pace that lying all over the damn place and talking about what she said and you believe her? Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Sit up there. Bubba got pictures. He just opened up a tattoo shop and put pictures up on the wall.
Okay, now he said Bubba. Now see that what I'm saying? Get your facts. She said that Bubba just opened a tattoo shop. That's how Jerronda Pace met him, Tasha K. To get to Robert, because see, Bubba is one of them damn entourage that catch women by posting a damn superstar on their page like heck.
Oh my God, yo, these people are sick. I can't. I'm about to end this live, guys. I can't do it. But before I end this live, I got a email. I'm going to check it out right now. And then I'm going to float out with the bomb. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting pains in my neck. Oh, man. Okay. My food. Let's go into my email. Okay. 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 All right. It's not opening. Come on. Okay. Okay. I'm going to present a video to you guys. I want you guys to just listen. Give me a moment. I'm going to get it together. Okay. Let me get it together first, y'all. I'm going to go on mute.
So where did you actually meet the R&B singer?
I met him at a studio of the right
Of the R&B King.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you already knew the R&B King?
I knew him, and I was I didn't have dealings with him. I can't say I had sexual dealings with him, but I deal with a few of his associates who are also in the business.
Can I ask you as a sidebar?
Sure.
Is the R&B King homosexual?
You know what? With him, I really want to say his name. I can't, but I would disclose as much as I can because I think he's a repulsive individual, and someone really needs to do something because I've seen him mess with 14-year-old, not only girls but boys. smart.
Yes.
He would indirectly hint at that it turned him on. And I wouldn't say anything because it turned me off.
Okay.
And I didn't want to turn him off. So I wouldn't say anything. I would just say, yeah, whatever. But
damn, all that in your right mind?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did the relationship progress before he started asking you to dress femme?
I actually, you know what? He started talking about that on the phone. He wouldn't tell me, but he would just say that it turned him on. And he would, kind of indirectly, he was very smart.
Yes.
He would indirectly hint at that turned him on. And I wouldn't say anything because it turned me off.
Okay.
And I didn't want to turn him off. So I wouldn't say anything. I would just say, yeah, whatever. And the subject would eventually change.
But you wanted in, and so eventually you agreed to it.
Yeah, I did. Because at that point, I really did like him. And it was, a few months had passed. I met him in the winter. This was like the spring by now. And I really did like him. So that's why I considered it. I considered it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally did it for him this past, I guess I would say like April or so.
And so at what point did he get the condo and move you in?
Oh, this was about 2002. Of January 2002, because it was the winter time.
And so,
wait a minute, guys. You mean to tell me I've been playing this the whole time and y'all ain't hearing it? Is that what y'all saying? All right, so I'm gonna start it over. Sorry, guys. Something's going on with the share screen shit. I don't know. It's tweaking out. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna start it over, y'all.
Like, wanna look like, wanna act like, wanna dress like, wanna sound like, style still in clone ass, fighting ass everywhere, non-reality scene. Williams experience.
So where did you actually meet the R&B singer?
I met him at a studio of the
of the R&B King.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm not playing the video, guys, because I do not want to get a copy strike. Got it? Okay.
Now, you already knew the R&B King?
I knew him, and I was, I didn't have dealings with him. I can't say I had sexual dealings with him, but I deal with a few of his associates who are, also in the business.
Can I ask you as a sidebar?
Sure.
Is the R&B King homosexual?
You know what? With him, I really want to say his name. I can't, but I would disclose as much as I can because I think he's a repulsive individual and someone really needs to do something because I've seen him mess with 14-year-old, not only girls, but boys. 15, 16-year-old boys. Guys that he bought a pair of $150 pair of Jordans and they'll do anything.
Yes.
And it's disgusting. He picks them up on the basketball court. Well, I can only say for this one day that I saw it. He picks them up, he plays basketball at a really popular gym in Chicago.
Okay.
And, if he sees a young guy there, they all look the same. It's a feminine, young, premature looking guy. And that's who he chose. And he bought the guy a pair of shoes and did what he wanted to the young man. The young man did not know what was going on at all. And by me working around him, I couldn't say anything because that's my job.
Right. And your job was just to be like a hanger-on, part of the atmosphere.
Right. I didn't necessarily work for him, but I worked in the same building as him.
So then one day, the C-list R&B singer was introduced to you by the king of R&B.
Exactly. Well, you know what? He wasn't introduced to me by that. I shouldn't say that. It's just that he was there visiting him.
Okay.
And he saw me and approached me and told me how feminine I looked. And at first I thought he was trying to be negative with me and talk about me.
Bash.
And then he rubbed the side of my face. Oh, you have beautiful skin. Did you shave? Blah, 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 blah. Just running all this game. And I'm young. And this was a celebrity. So, of course, I'm just sitting there in awe. And I'm just nervous. I don't know what to do. And it just, we exchanged numbers. Well, actually, no. He didn't give me his number at first. He got mine. And he continued to call me. And it was just like a experience where I was kind of floored because I didn't know what was going on. This married entertainer who is all over the world traveling, touring, is calling me after his show. And, Honestly, we would have phone sex. That's how it all started. Like, we didn't have any type of sexual contact.
How long did the phone sex last? Months, weeks?
While he was on tour, months.
And then tell me about your first date with the R&B singer.
The first date, he came to Chicago, and he was only here for literally like less than 24 hours. I believe he just came to see me, or maybe, you know, visit someone else.
Right.
But we stayed in the hotel room all day, and that was basically our first, you know, time ever having sex.
And you had sex, and you had good food, and you had liquor.
Right. Well, I don't drink.
Okay.
No. But,
damn, all that in your right mind?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how long did the relationship progress before he started asking you to dress femme?
I actually, you know what, he started talking about that on the phone. He wouldn't tell me, but he would just say that it turned him on.
Mm-hmm.
And he would, you know, kind of indirectly, and he was very smart.
Yes.
He would indirectly hint at that turned him on. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say anything because it turned me off.
Okay.
And I didn't want to turn him off. So I wouldn't say anything. I would just say, you know, yeah, whatever. And the subject would eventually change.
But you wanted in, and so eventually you agreed to it.
Yeah, I did. Because at that point, I really did like him. And it was, you know, a few months had passed. I met him in the winter. This was like the spring by now. And I really did like him. So that's why I considered it. I considered it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally did it for him this past, I guess I would say like April or so.
And so at what point did he get the condo and move you in?
Oh, this was about 2002. Of like January 2002, because it was the winter time.
And so, because I'll be honest with you, I'm so glad that you're not going to cut your panties off, because I don't think he would have married you anyway.
I think he would have.
You do? Wait, okay.
I do. I really do. It's like him. He wants this whole fantasy thing, but he doesn't want anyone to know. You know.
Right.
No, it's him. He wants to feel as if everything is right. As long as he can fool himself, I have a woman's name, I have a woman's private part, then I'm a woman.
So apparently you are a power bottom.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, would he ever penetrate you? I mean, would you ever penetrate him?
Mm-mm. He was strictly he treated me just as if he would a woman.
But would he ever give you professionals? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
That was a strange part of it.
Now, did you ever take hormones for your breast or get breast implants?
I took hormone pills. He wanted me to get implants, but I refused against that.
And what size were you able to go with the hormones?
I'm a 34C now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm a 34C.
And what size dress do you wear? You looked a little thicker.
I'm about a 9'10".
And how tall are you?
5'9".
Mm-hmm. So would he ever be out with you dressed femininely and then feel like maybe he's being discovered that, you know, he's with a pre-op transsexual or, you know, a man dressed as a woman? And then,
you know what? Actually, he would ask me to go out into the town with him and everything. He would always want to go out, you know, once it's like 2 or 3 in the morning because that's how he is, whether he was with me or not. He likes to go out when there's very few people.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go against it because I didn't feel comfortable yet.
Yes.
So we really haven't, you know, went out. We just went maybe to a bar at a hotel or something, but we've never actually, you know, danced around the town or anything.
Yeah. Now tell me about some of the luxurious gifts that you would get. I mean, getting to live in a fabulous condo is quite luxurious. Did you drive a luxurious car?
No, I don't, because of where I live. I don't need to drive a car at all. I would have a driver.
Okay.
And if I needed a driver, which I rarely use because I think it's pretty stupid because everything with me, I can just take a cab there.
You're a simple girl.
Right. Okay. But he had a number that I can call at any time through Music Express.
Uh-huh.
And just they would charge it to his account, and I would just use that driver.
And now, what about gifts? Furs for the chilly Chicago winters?
Oh, yeah. I don't really like furs that much, but I do have one. He got me one. And a lot of jewelry, mainly jewelry, a lot of gift certificates to the spa because he knows that's what I like.
Yeah.
And mostly whenever he's in town, he'll just come through and bring order a bunch of food or bring a bunch of food with him and just spend time. He was really romantic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why.
So are his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would he enjoy making love to you with his own music playing?
No. Mm-mm.
We
never. No. He actually liked it to be silent, like no music, and I do too. So.
Yes. Is he a gentle, tender lover, or was he rough with you?
Both. It depended on like how long we hadn't seen each other.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is about more than just a penis. This is about your love life and your dignity. Now, are you trying to get over being in love with him?
No, because I finally realized, I finally realized that he couldn't possibly love me, for me, if he wanted to change everything about me.
Well, are you sure that you protested enough? Because I think this penis thing is a big deal. Nicole, are you sure you said to him enough times, look, I'm not going to do it? Or, you never really spoke your mind?
I told him that I found it to be unnecessary even before he started asking me to do it.
Okay.
And once he did, I kept my story. Like, no.
Did you ever approach other options? Like if you go to a doctor and they can give you more hormones to maybe curve in your waist? Were there any other options?
You know what? Actually, the only thing that I needed to have done was the breast, and that's it. The rest of my body was already that way. Like, I seriously have no problems with that.
And what about facial hair?
Facial hair, I got the electrolysis stuff.
Yes, the electrolysis.
Yeah, electrolysis.
So, would you consider getting the breast implants, keeping the penis, and staying with him?
Oh, no, I don't need the breast implants, and I'm definitely not getting the penis. Like, I'm not as opposed to not talking to him anymore, but if he wants to control me, which is what he was doing.
Yes.
He didn't want me to hang around, the friends that I had, unless they were girls.
Yeah.
And he was still kind of iffy about them.
Yeah.
But it's like he wanted to control every single thing. Every single thing.
So, in other words, you got out of this relationship with your penis and your dignity, and thank God you're not abusing drugs and alcohol.
Right.
So then you are free now to go on and live your life the way you want to. Now, will you go back to dressing like a man?
Oh, no.
So he introduced you to the female dressing, but you actually happen to like it.
I do.
Now, you're going to live your life completely as a woman with a penis.
Right.
And
a lot of guys, the women talk about Oprah needs to do a show on this because this is like bigger than the DL thing. Because men feel like because you have hair hanging down your back, because you have a womanly figure, because you may have breasts. I mean, you may not. They feel like that they are not with the man, and it's it's absurd.
Honey, I know exactly what you're talking about, which is why I find your conversation fascinating, and I'm trying not to be joke about it because this is real.
It is.
This is really real.
And you know what? Even to this day, even though I enjoy doing what I do because I love the reaction to men that I get, it's more respect than just being a regular man.
Yes.
And I lost my train of thought. I still am like baffled by this whole secret society of men. Like I would have never thought.
Even though you're a part of it, you would have never thought.
Never thought that it was this big. And there's so many guys that are into it. There's a transsexual in Fat Joe's video. The lean back video.
Oh.
The funny looking Latin, I don't know, whatever she is, chick that looks like a Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
She's a transsexual. And I know her. So.
This is not to say everybody the Fat Joe's into transsexuals, just saying that one of the women in the video happens to be transsexual.
But she's a feature. She's standing behind him. She's standing behind all the rappers. She's the main girl in that video.
Well, she also might get around within the rap community then.
As a lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
As a lot of them do.
Well, I want you to stay in touch with this show because I don't feel as though this is over. I don't feel Chicago is safe for you.
Yeah.
Because even though you're done with the C-list R&B singer, it would seem to me that there would be some sort of get at you. And in Chicago, just like all cities, it's a small world when you want to find somebody, Nicole.
That's true.
And you just better watch yourself and you hold your head.
Right.
And live your life on your terms, the way you're doing right now.
Yeah, I hope it's safe though. I mean, I can't see him doing anything like that, but you never know.
Well, exactly.
Once his pride is hurt, you never know what he's capable of or anyone else. So.
Well, please stay in contact with the show, Nicole, okay?
I will do. And what's the email address so I can send you a picture?
Nicole at WBLS.com. That's my assistant.
Nicole at WBLS.com. Okay, yes. I'll send that right over.
Thank you. And listen, I know you send these pictures and you don't know what kind of crazy bitch I am. I might be putting them up on the website, but I just want you to know that what you send me is confidential.
Okay.
I look just like the other one the other day. You didn't even send a secret note saying, Wendy, please don't put these on your website.
Okay.
But I want you to know that you have a confidant.
Okay.
And please stay in touch with the show.
Thank you so much.
Be well, Nicole.
Okay, have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I like guys.
Well,
wow. Thank Thank you, my secret source. Wow. So R. Kelly put up a transgender in a condominium, had her living there in 2002, right? Or something like that, she said. What she said? What year she said? I forgot what year. Wow. Wow. That was some shit. Wow. Wow. Well, I got another little bomb for you guys. It's an article that came out back in 2013. Um, Actually, it was an email. It was like it was an email, something, or message. It said, original message, subject R. Kelly. Friday, October 25th, 2013 at 11:52 p.m. To Nick Ritchie. Thanks for thinking I can do better, but I'm working on those plus twos, so then I can actually do better. Haha. As far as R. Kelly goes, have you ever heard anything about him being bisexual? I don't judge, but in my opinion, if you're using a dildo on yourself as a man, that definitely makes you at least a little gay. I was completely shocked when I saw him doing it. And then it says, if you post anything from here forward, please don't use my name. And it was sent from an iPhone, right? Then September 30th, 2013, another one going to Nick Ritchie. Blank, what do you got? Yes, I want to post and nobody submits him. This dude is super old news. You can do better. Hey, Nick, I was wondering if you have gotten any girls with experience with R. Kelly. I know he's probably like D-list to you, but I have been texting back and forth with him, and we've hooked up before. I don't want to give crazy details because I know you'll post it if I do, but I've had an interesting, to say the least, experience with him. I also don't really want to ruin any image he has, despite the peeing on a 15-year-old girl. Mostly, I'm just curious if other girls have come forward with any stories like mine. I know you're getting more and more popular every day, so I really appreciate if you can get back to me. Thanks a lot. Let me see what this is. Okay. All right, I'm going to go into this one. Now, this one, okay. R. Kelly enjoying white women over 18. I'm going to share my screen. You guys see the screen? See if I can blow it up a little. Okay. So this is a white girl. Really, R. Kelly enjoying white women over 18. This is the young lady, whomever she is. We don't know who she is. And this was November 25th, 2009. Oh, so this is the girl, Nick. So this is the girl's emails that we were just reading with the other person that she was going back and forth with. So it says, the dirty army. Nick, check out R. Kelly. I am surprised that he has a white chick with him. She is over 18. Nick, what the hell is this world coming to? I see a tramp stamp. That is like the heroin bullseye for pee freaks. Oh. November 30th, 2009. Gross. He sleeps with 17-year-olds still, and he has STDs. He's a disgusting man and a total freak. And this was in 2009, and they were saying he had STDs then. I personally know girls who have gotten with him, and they say he does everything. Licks ass for hours and does and demands all sorts of weird shit. Did you know he's effing little kids? Let me guess, fat and ugly, right? Call me ignorant or a slut, but I'm under 18 and I would get freaky ass nasty with R. Kelly. That man has something. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. This is the problem. Young girls like this, dumb, naive. How did this filthy spook not wind up in prison? He fucked kids. And these rappers are the dumbest niggers ever for working with him. They go on and on about not snitching, etc. Yet roll with the pedo. At least white boys and Mexicans know how to handle kids on the inside. Kid diddlers on the inside. Ha ha. This nigga belongs in prison. He's disgusting and still hangs out with 17-year-olds. Look at the girls on his tour with him. Well, if it isn't, I'm a child molester, R. Kelly thought he was dead. If it isn't, Mr. What is wrong with these pigs letting a filthy beast even touch them? These Negroes have 10 times the HIV/AIDS of any other race on earth. To verify, go to the CDC website. Other than rapping and bass hit bomb, they are worthless. Look at what they did to Detroit. Look what this communist is doing in Washington. Communist is doing in Washington. It makes me want to puke in her race traitor face. Even though I hate this nigga, I hope he pees all over this bitch. Crayons taking all the snowflakes. Okay. Oh, man. And they was just going in. And that was that, y'all. Oh, man. Oh, man. Smelly. What are you doing, Smelly? You've been running around for a long time around, Smelly. You've been going around sucking, licking, fucking, doing all types of things with anybody. Anybody that'll be like, yes, man. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, guys, I'm going to end this live. Tomorrow, I would like to do a live tomorrow, if I get a chance. And we're going to talk about domestic violence. My friend will be a guest on the show. She's a social worker. And there is a young lady that she wants to talk about that has been missing, and she's from the Bronx. And her family thinks that her husband knows something about her being missing, and they want justice. So good night, everyone. Guys, don't forget, y'all already know. Don't forget, hit that like button, please. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you appreciate the content that I am bringing to you and you would like to donate to the channel, my Zelle is 347-664-9253. You can also cash at me, Diva Divine Light. It is rolling on the bottom of the screen. You can also PayPal me at Diva Divine Light. Thank you, guys. I love you. Peace.